Welcome to Candidates Comment, a public service presentation of CTN. All candidates running for City Council of Ann Arbor were invited to come to CTN to share their platforms and ideas. Candidates who participate will be shown in alphabetical order.
Hello, I'm Jeff Hayner, and I'm the Democratic nominee for Ward 1 City Council. I've lived in the First Ward for over 30 years, since I earned a degree in industrial design at U of M, where I was a student athlete. My wife grew up here, and our kids go to the public schools. I've been a school and community volunteer, a youth mentor, and I've served on a nonprofit board. I have an excellent understanding of the history, the neighborhoods, and the challenges that face our city. I've spent the last 15 years as a small business owner, which has taught me customer service skills necessary to serve. It also has given me practical experience in project management, budgeting, and construction. That will be invaluable at the council table when planning and executing capital improvements. My knowledge of city matters, my neighborhood advocacy, and a genuine concern for the environment has earned me the endorsement of Ward 1 City Council members Ann Bannister and Sumi Kalasapathy. They know I will continue their fight for human rights, equality, and neighborhood-friendly development. I'm also endorsed by the Sierra Club, recognition that I'm committed to protecting the Huron River and our Great Lakes water resources. I've always been engaged in our community and spoken at many public hearings in defense of the environment, for sustainable land use, for protection of our parks and natural spaces, and for equitable growth. I believe sustainability goes hand in hand with fiscal responsibility. I've listened to and learned from my neighbors, and I share their desire for transparency in government. Ann Arbor is increasingly unaffordable. One reason I'm running for council is to bring more sustainable and more equitable growth to our region. Equitable growth is managed growth that has low environmental impact, that provides equality of opportunity, and a healthy mix of land uses. Proper application of our zoning laws and master plan can increase affordability. Let's reverse the policies that have gotten us into this mess. Our current council majority has forfeited hundreds of units of developer-paid affordable housing and millions of dollars of developer contributions to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Be skeptical of calls for tax increases that will make housing less affordable for all residents, like the 1% city income tax that my opponent wants to add on top of our existing high property taxes. Your choice in this election is critical. We now serve 4-year terms. We're fortunate to have a responsive, people-first rep in Ann Bannister. I will work with her to bring my practical experience and understanding of city operations to the people. This is serious business, with oversight of a budget nearing $500 million. As your council member, I'll listen, think independently, and work with others to focus our priorities on what people really need from city government. In my view, that's responsiveness to citizens' concerns, integrity, and creating a safe, affordable, and welcoming place for ourselves and for future generations to call home. My name is Jeff Hayner, your Democratic candidate, and I thank you for your vote.
I'm Ryan Hughes. I'm an independent running for City Council. I'm a Democratic socialist. I'm running because the rent is too damn high. Ann Arbor is the 8th most segregated metropolitan area in the country. When I'm out knocking on people's doors, I don't hear a lot of people tell me that they love Ann Arbor because it's an exclusive gated community. We want diversity. We want creativity. We want vitality. But instead, we've become a place where a normal person working a normal job in town can't afford to live here. That's not what we want. That's a problem. That's not a problem that's going to fix itself. The free market isn't going to fix that problem for us. We have to fix that problem. In 2015, the county government took a look at the affordable housing situation throughout the county and recommended that Ann Arbor build 140 new units of affordable housing per year for the next 20 years. That's subsidized housing, where you shouldn't have to pay more than 1/3 of your income to live there. In the 3 years since that study, we've only built 50 affordable units total. We want Ann Arbor to be a welcoming place. But if you're a person who can't afford to buy a condo for $500,000, a bunch of people telling you welcoming words isn't going to be able to make you afford to live here. We need more than welcoming words. We need welcoming action. And we already know what action to take. We have an Affordable Housing Trust Fund. We have the Ann Arbor Housing Commission, Avalon Housing, and Habitat for Humanity. They use the money from the trust fund to provide affordable housing for people. We just need to make sure that they have enough money to scale up to meet the need. Now, I got a bunch of ideas, but let me jump straight to my most ambitious plan because that's the only one that's going to get us all the way to where we need to be. Let's create a city income tax for affordable housing. It'd be a 1% tax on people who live here and a 0.5% on people who commute to work here. But we'd only make you pay it if you're someone who makes a bunch of money and you can afford it. Maybe we could do something like we could exempt the first $60,000 of income, something like that. So if you're someone making $90,000 a year, subtract 60, multiply by 1%, you'd owe $300 a year. For someone making 90K, that's not going to break the bank. It's a small lift, but it has a big effect. And to me, that sounds like a good investment. That's an investment in diversity. It's an investment in keeping Ann Arbor an interesting, vibrant, and creative place to live. It's an investment in the Ann Arbor that we love. So this is the way I think. These are my priorities. If you like what you hear, vote Ryan Hughes.
Hello, my name is Joe Hood. I'm running as an independent for 4th Ward City Council, and I find my neighbors and I are frustrated. The frustration stems from not knowing what and why our government is doing or not doing. Many in our ward spend our waking hours chauffeuring our kids to practices, tending our gardens, and trying to balance our work lives. But there are worries and there is sadness. Worries for many that as their home values increase, so do their taxes, even as their incomes go down in their later years. There's sadness as their affordable housing plight is dismissed. Our roads are broken, and though there's lip service from council, amongst other goals, things are getting worse. Reflexively, many point to political issues on the national or state level, saying our hands are tied. Well, the steel line, yes, we can. For the roads, we can engage with technology that allows us to fix our roads permanently in the dead of winter. None of those temporary cold patches that make our streets look like a charcoal version of a Monet painting. We can attack the education system of our neighbor Ypsilanti, though not under the purview of a city council, but the leadership has to come from somewhere. And by merging Ypsi's schools with Ann Arbor's, we'll be getting the kids in Ypsi the same financial advantages of those in our Ann Arbor schools without any financial cost to Ann Arbor. We can parlay our traffic signal fiber optic lines to form the backbone of municipal broadband, either through new partnerships or innovative ideas such as neighborhood internet service providers. We can keep the integrity of our neighborhoods and not keep trying to attack them at the fringes with zoning changes to shoehorn in the unthinkable mass of building. We can remove part of our real estate taxes and replace it with an income tax, thereby helping our retirees stay in Ann Arbor through their best years. As the director of an IT for a national architecture firm, I spend my days responding as quickly as I can to a myriad of issues that are critical for keeping people working and the business running smoothly. In my role, I'm always thinking about how to improve the current system so those issues don't reoccur. A huge part of my job is listening and patiently waiting to be sure I understand the issue so that time and money are spent to solve the root problem, not creating a Band-Aid. I will apply these analytic systems approach skills to the issues that come before council. My strong interpersonal skills will allow me to be an engaged council member that communicates with those in the 4th Ward. My name is Joe Hood, and I'm asking for your vote in November. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Nelson, and I am the Democratic candidate for City Council in Ward 4. I trained as a lawyer and passed the Michigan Bar in 2000. My family lived abroad for 4 years, and we moved back here in 2004. Since living in Ann Arbor, I've been active in my own neighborhood and the city, volunteering with community organizations, working in our public schools, and raising 2 boys. 2 years ago, I earned a master's degree from U of M with certification to teach. I currently work as a short-term and long-term substitute teacher. I won the Democratic primary election this August, and I am the only Democrat on the November ballot for Ward 4 City Council. I have been endorsed by the Sierra Club, Huron Valley Group and Michigan Chapter, the Huron Valley Area Labor Federation, and the Washtenaw County Democratic Party. I spent most of this summer biking around our ward, talking to residents, and asking for your thoughts and concerns about the city. I learned a lot from these conversations. On one end of Ward 4, I learned about the nuisance of airport and highway noise. In another part of the ward, a resident showed me the crumbling pedestrian path that leads to Dickin Elementary School. In the streets off West Stadium Boulevard, I learned about rusty water coming from old pipes and accident-prone intersections. Residents in several different areas told me about extreme stormwater flooding. I heard neighborhood concerns about how large development will impact traffic and sewer systems. I also heard complaints that some of our parks are not mowed regularly enough. Biking around the ward, I saw many poorly maintained streets, awkward bike lanes, and dangerous crosswalks. I feel very lucky to live in a place as special as Ann Arbor, and I look forward to doing the hard work to make sure it stays that way. If we value a diverse community, we must address affordability issues in our planning process and fund efforts to support housing at a range of price points. If we value our natural resources, we must address threats to our water supply and seriously consider the environmental impact of growth and development. If we value fairness and justice, we must challenge the power dynamics that make people vulnerable. I look forward to promoting Ann Arbor as a place where we care about the integrity of our community, our environment, and our neighbors. I am grateful to everyone who helped me win the primary election this August. If we haven't met or you haven't had the chance to ask me questions, I hope you'll reach out. You can always email me through my website. Also, from now until the election, I'm available at regular coffee hours every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Roos Roast on Rosewood. I feel strongly that our members of City Council should be accessible to residents, eager to hear concerns, and willing to advocate for community interests. I invite you to visit my website at a2elnel.com. That's a2elnel.com. And I hope you'll vote for me, Elizabeth Nelson, on November 6th. Thanks.
This concludes a presentation by candidates running for Ann Arbor City Council. This program is available for viewing online. Visit a2gov.org/watchctn. Remember to do your part and vote on November 6th.